Hey everybody, Boker Tov. Good morning. For those of you that are watching in the morning, but there may be some that are not. So Boker Tov would be good morning. Tzachayim Tovim, good afternoon. Erev Tov, good evening. Welcome to the Newbie Schnoobie Hebrew Alphabet Beginner Reading Pre-Module. Going to be moving into lesson number 8. So congratulations for all of you that have been faithful and you've been knocking off the lessons one at a time. You've been doing your homework and you have been consistent and not missing large blocks of time in between study sessions. So you definitely want a daily study time, and it's okay to take a day off once in a while, but you don't want to do that too often. It's very important to be able to get these concepts in from short-term memory to long-term memory, and that will only happen by repetition. As the old adage goes, repetition is the mother of learning. So today we are looking at lesson 8, basic reading practice. It's reading that specifically pertains to the letters that we have just learned in the previous lesson. So we will be targeting those. So you notice here the nun, the Samech, the Ayin, the Pei. By the way, I will mention it, as this is a crash course, there may be people that are in need of just much more time spent with reading. And you may find that these panels I'm providing are of value, but you need a little bit more. And a resource I'm going to recommend, it was written actually in the 90s. It's a little bit dated, designed for Jewish children, but very good for really anyone, no matter what the age. So it's called the New Siddur Program for Hebrew and Heritage. And you'd want to start with the primer. They also have books 1, 2, 3, 4. They go up from there. Publishers Berman House, Behrman. And so what you'll find is they introduce the letters just like I am, but they're not introducing them in order. So they've shaken up the order, and they're also giving you much, much more reading practice and also tying in certain things tied into like Jewish tradition. I do some of that. So that's what I'm recommending, and not that you have to. There may be some that go through this whole series and you feel like you're fine, you don't need it, but if you need like more work, this little booklet has an area right in the book after each letter to actually practice the letters and then do the reading as well. All right, let's dive in. So we're going to be reading these 5 lines of Hebrew text here. Again, I want to remind you that a lot of these are not even words, but as we progress, there will be actual Hebrew words that appear. You won't know they're Hebrew words, so I'll take the time, not in every instance, but to draw attention to those because they're important words that you definitely would benefit from learning. Okay, let's begin reading together. So line 1, Nav. Na. So the hey doesn't have much of a distinct sound. So if there was no hey, it would be pronounced na, and with the hey, it is pronounced na. They have the same sound. That's when hey comes at the end of a word. Nam. Note the mem sophie, that's a final form letter. Not. Na. Note the presence of the aleph, one of 2 silent letters in the Hebrew language. Naha. Naha. Na'eh. Again, aleph is a silent letter. Na'eh. Got a presence of a shva here, which is a non-vowel that behaves like a half vowel. That won't make much sense to you until we get to our complex vowels lesson, but it wouldn't be pronounced nada, it's nada, nada. Na'eh, na'eh. Ani, ani. Ani is the Hebrew word, first person pronoun meaning I, independent pronoun. Anochi would be the long way of saying it. Ani is the short way of saying it. They mean this, they both mean I and are translated I. In Hebrew, the first person pronoun, it does not have gender. So it does not have a masculine form for it, like most pronouns do in Hebrew, and then a feminine. It's called a common singular. So you won't really know, is the I being referred to male? Is it a male person or a female person? The context will have to tell you. Next line. Seem. Seem. So seem shalom is the request. Lord, place peace upon us. Place, put, set, peace. Seem means to place. Sug. Sug. Sa. Sod. Sod. Sod is actually a term used in religious Jewish studies for the mystical meaning behind something. So with traditional Jewish interpretive practices going back millennia, there's not just one simple way to read the Bible and come up with a sense of like, what does this actually mean and how to apply it? There are many levels of meaning. In the deepest level of meaning, the one that's more esoteric, I guess you could say, hidden, secret, is called sod. Sod. Next word, nas. Nesat. Nesat. Ches. There's the presence of a guttural. It's the chet. Try that. Ches. Sukkah. Sukkah. Next line, 8. Presence of an ayin, one of the two silent letters. So ayin takes on the sound of the vowel beneath it. Tsere. 8. Next word, al. Al. Al is a preposition in Hebrew meaning upon. Im. Im. Ol. Ol. Aid. Aid. So this is an actual word in Hebrew, and that means a witness. So if you're a witness to an event, you're testifying, a witness, that's a witness. Aid. A congregation or assembly of people in the Torah would be like an edah. Edah, it's a collection of witnesses. Edah. Next word, ah. Ah. Od. Od. This word means a number of things in biblical Hebrew. It can mean still, yet, once, again. Od. Alot. Alot. Okay, moving on to line 4. Dia. Dia. Ba'ah. Ba'ah. Notice the shva. So barely pronounce it. Almost try not to pronounce it. Try saying the word and ignoring it. Just trying to say it with the B sound and then moving into the sigol sound. Not ba-ah. It's ba-ah. Ba-ah. Boa. Boa. A boa constrictor. Boa. Moa. Olam. Olam. Very strong word in the Hebrew language with a well-established history. So olam, it means eternity, but in religious Jewish writings, such as the Talmud and other Jewish writings and modern day prayer books, Siddurim, olam means world. It does not have the meaning of world in biblical Hebrew. So that is something you want to differentiate, but nonetheless a very important word in Judaism Tikkun ha'olam would mean the restoration of the world. Olam. Da'at. Da'at. Lama'an. Lama'an. Very important word in biblical Hebrew. It means for the sake of. For the sake of. Lama'an. Okay, last line. Pate. The presence of the pay there. The tet. Pate. Fell. So notice the same letters here, the pay and the fey. The only difference is the degage in the middle gives it the P sound. No degage on this one. It has the F as in fan or fiddle. So it's fell, fell. Soph, soph, word that means limitless. Fil, fil. Fez, fez. Who, who. Hefi, hefi. Kaf, kaf. And finally, kudaf, kudaf. Okay, cleaning the whiteboard. Now let's go through this a little bit faster. So I'm not going to be pausing at all. I'm just going to run through this. So it's important when I'm saying something that you look at the word that I'm reading and that you repeat it after me and then ultimately like with me. Hopefully as we're gaining speed and you're becoming accustomed to these things, you're picking up the reading correctly. In places where you're unsure, you're at least listening to the correct pronunciation and you're able to kind of get it after I've said it. All right, let's move along. Back at line number 1. Nav, na, nam, not, na, naha, na'eh, nada, na'eh, ani, sim, sug, sa, sod, nas, nesat, ches, suka, it, al, im, ol, ed, a, od, alot, the a, the loa, moa, olam, da'at, lama'an, pet, fel, soph, fil, fez, fu, epi, kaf, kudaf. By the way, I failed to mention the word kaf. That is actually the word in Hebrew for hand. So that's a pretty big one to remember. So just get used to picturing a hand when you see kaf. Okay, clearing the board one last time. Now we're really going to go fast. So this is for the benefit of all, but particularly this will be of more benefit to you as you pick up your reading speed by watching this, practicing, watching the video, practicing, and the end result should be you at least being able to follow along at the speed I am at, maybe not reading along. I understand that. I'm not asking that, but at least following along with your eyes. All right, here we go. Last time through. Nav, na, nam, not, na, naha, na'eh, nada, na'eh, ani, sin, sug, sa, sod, nas, isat, ches, sukkah, eight, al, im, ol, aid, od, alot, dia, ba'ah, bawa, mawa, olam, at, lama'an, pet, fel, sof, fil, fez, pu, ifi, kaf, kudaf. All right, great job, guys. So we will put the wraps on this lesson, and we'll be getting into lesson 9 next, and that has to do with complex vowel orientation. I know we had a basic lesson on vowels. I didn't spend a ton of time on vowels, but we've been using vowels constantly, like throughout the different lessons. And so that's a better way than me just handing you a pile of charts and say, go memorize. It's actually me briefly introducing a chart and then utilizing the things that are in the chart in real time in practical ways, demonstrating how it's done, and then giving you an opportunity to repeat after me, practice these things. So we will see you guys later. Lahitcha ot, shalom, shalom.